few days. There have been live presentations, jury sessions. You did some hard work there, Salvatore.
It has been a wonderful trip inside this wonderful adventure that is called Bea World experience that started 16 years ago already. And we had such days full of energy, of new ideas, new suggestions. I mean, we are living in a wonderful moment, I guess, in spite of the pandemic and of the situation, because what we are living is something that normally take years to assist to live, but we all lived in a few months. So the dramatic transformation that we went through and we are going through in these last days is amazing.
I think that's the key word, right? Transformation.
Exactly. And I would say also another thing, it's a transformation, but also a new renaissance of the live communication industry.
Why is that? Why renaissance?
Renaissance because we are starting, we are entering a new era where everything has changed dramatically, deeply. I mean, some of these signals were already in before the COVID, but the pandemic has accelerated. I mean, not only the digital transformation, because also before the pandemic, there was a kind of digital, but what the digital transformation combined to the impossibility to connect physically people have forced to rethink the way to produce events.
Okay.
In a more similar way to television broadcasting, or than the usually live events, you know.
So it's speeded up this transformation.
Exactly. And the end of it, the result is that the event agencies have transformed in real communication agencies at 360 degrees, because they have to deal with not only the physical events, the logistic, etc., but also with the TV production issues, with the serial, the fiction serial, because some formats are generated on a digital dimension with virtual worlds, VR, artificial intelligence as well.
All kinds of things. And all kinds of things out of different branches. I think from the gaming industry as well, Salvatore.
Exactly, also from the gaming industry. So we are living a wonderful moment that will enrich our tools box with the new instruments. And most of these innovation will be with us, will stay with us for years and years.
It will be a permanent change, you think?
Of course, it will. And another thing that I've seen is that in spite of what we could expect, this year we had a higher level of, in terms of quality and also quantity in the events that were entered the competition.
Okay. So I remember, Salvatore, you were happy last year with the quality because it was a very hard year. It was the year of transition and many agencies were struggling, but still there was a quality. And this year, even higher quality, you say?
Even higher. I mean, the last year was a transition year where the industry goals, the first goals of the industry was to survive through this situation.
Yeah.
Now, the last 12 months that we have living taught us that I mean, we learned to approach the events industry with a strategic approach, which is different. We think about the future, not only about the present, with different approaches.
And for that, we need to accept that it's permanent changes and it's a kind of evolution, this transition. Okay, let's look at some numbers, Salvatore. Of course, for the Bea World Festival organization itself, it was hard times as well last year and this year.
Of course. We can show some figures very briefly.
Yeah.
And please.
So this is the number of entries that you had over the years.
In the last years, I mean, as you can see, we dropped in the 2020 at 188, but suddenly this year we had 268 entries, which is almost the same of the 2019.
Okay, so that's up in that level again. And let's look at the number of agencies that's competing.
Yes, we had a slight recover, not that much as we had in 2019, but it's a good sign. This means that these agencies entered more events per each.
In different categories.
In different countries. And then we have a last chart regarding the countries.
Yeah, it's a global pandemic.
The number is quite stable, 27 countries. It's a lot because it's not easy to gather all these countries in the competition.
Yeah.
So the balance of this edition it's very positive to me, and hopefully next year we will come back to the physical hybrid, I would say.
A hybrid, of course. Hybrid
of the festival.
It's the magical word, hybrid.
Exactly. It's a magical word where not everybody knows exactly what it means because we are learning by doing.
So next year you expect a lot of maybe even more permanent changes to be visible. And the way our events industry has transformed is also visible in this year's entries. And also, I think you can see that it was a well-chosen theme. Welcome to the new stage.
Exactly. It is, I think we couldn't choose a more appropriate theme as this year because the new stage is a new era for the event, is new way to produce event in physically or digitally. So the stage has changed a lot.
It's changed. I think we'll see that in the content program as well, Salvatore.
Exactly. We have a wonderful program that is articulated in different rooms. And we have tried, thanks to your support and your help in a different area and subjects. So we will talk about the new words of the live presentation. So we were talking about hybrid events, and we will try to understand what it really means. We will talk about diversity and inclusion with Ulrike Tondorf, the president of the jury, and some other clients, corporate clients, that we talk about that. And we will try to see how to connect brands and people in the future, thanks to Christopher Werth, the creative director for
Vogdams.
And then Gaurav Kad will tell us how to organize successful events in that the future generation will be proud of. He wrote a very interesting book, and I'm curious to hear about him. And then, of course, we couldn't talk, and we did, and we are doing, about metaverse. And we will do it, metaverse in events, and we will do it with a special guest, who is Miguel Neves, editor-in-chief of Event Manager blog, that will show us what the metaverse means for events in the future.
There will even be two presentations about the metaverse later on. There will be by Beam-Up as well.
Exactly. And we will continue with Generation Z, how this target group is reacting to the situation, what are the most effective messages that are addressed to them. Or there is also a nice workshop, which is called 50 Shades of Hybrid. Again,
Brad Cooker will teach us how we can easily adapt to the new standard with our home studios.
Yeah, exactly. And then we will hear the results of the survey made by Livecom Alliance, by Martin Schramm, the founder and the managing director, that will give us an overall picture about the industry. And then other contents. We will finish with Cece Becker, the executive producer of the 65th Eurovision Song Contest that will be held in Italy, and they will talk about the complexity of organizing certain events.
He did it last year and the year before, and those were, of course, crazy years to organize a festival like that. Thank you very much for this moment, Salvatore. Let's go over to our first program parts. So, dear ladies and gentlemen, you can at this moment choose for the workshop by Stefan Hoevenaar, or you can choose for the presentation by James Morgan about words. So, I must say, have fun. I hope you will be inspired by all these nice talks and interviews and workshops, and we'll see each other during the program in some other Zoom room or platform or wherever we can meet.
Thank you.
Have fun, everybody. Thank you, Salvatore, and bye-bye.
See you tomorrow night for the award ceremony, of course.
Exactly, at the award ceremony at 5 o'clock.
Bye. Thank you.